Yeah, we preach takeaways, a lot, and obviously we were able to get two. There's that fumble there at the end that rolled out of bounds, which is unfortunate. But I mean, we talk about it all the time. Also, like we got to be great. Like our best football has to be played in 2-minute situations, and so special teams did a great job kind of pinning them. I think it was on the 10, and then defense got to go down and execute. I think there was a few fourth downs, obviously. And just weren't able to execute there at the end. We had the two penalties, and it wasn't good enough to win the game.
Does this one hurt? They all hurt, but does this one hurt a little bit more than the other one?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely all hurt. I think this one stings because it's obviously fresh, and it's you played so well on the road and gave yourself a chance there to win at the end of the game. But defensively, man, I'm just going to keep harping on, like, you can't play 3.5 quarters of really good football and then kind of give it up there at the end. Not necessarily give it up. I mean, hats off to the Ravens. They did a great job. Huntley did a good job leading them that 2-minute drive. But there's definitely some self-inflicting things that we did that helped in those situations. So we just got to find ways to be better. And you can't accept obviously the outcome there for us.
What did you see from the Ravens differently when Lamar went out and Huntley came in? What was the look from them? Did it change, or was it the same team?
I mean, it was pretty much the same. I think Huntley did a good job getting the ball out when he needed to, and obviously he had a lot of those quick passes, and those are basically like runs, right? You get the ball into your playmakers' hands fast, stay ahead of the change, and it sets them up. I think we did a good job, most of the game in times of, kind of giving up the short passes, tackling really well in space. Our pass rush got after them when they needed to, flush them out of the pocket. I think in the back end we did a good job of being sticky in coverage and plastering when we needed to. But like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but it came down to the 2-minute drive. And if you want to be elite and you want to call yourself the best, got to be able to execute in those moments. And we obviously fell short of that.
Justin, do you have a theory as to why that happens? Are guys reaching to make a play in those last 2 minutes?
No, I mean, I think it's a combination of a bunch of different things. It's hard to get up and say without actually watching the film, but I think also, like, it's a talented, quarterback, and when he's able to, when his first couple reads aren't there and he's able to break the pocket, it's tough. He's a great athlete, just like Lamar. He's a great athlete as well, and so, it just stinks there at the end. Guys are in tight coverage, and your muscle memory all week of what you work on in practice, in the back end is plaster. And when you have a body on a body and they're able to find a space, it gets tough. So rushing coverage works together, and we just weren't able to make that happen there at the end.
My memory serves, I think you've led 5 times at halftime this season and lost each game. Does that so you can play with anyone, but you just don't know how to finish? What's the deal there?
Yeah, I mean, for us, like, it's unwavering belief. I think we talk about that week in and week out. I don't know, we don't. When we go into games, man, it's believing. With the best of them, like, we can play with the best of them. That's a really good football team. Obviously, they lost their starting quarterback pretty early. They still, are number one in explosive runs. Mark Andrews is a dynamic tight end, really good in the passing game. And defensively, we knew the challenge that was set out for us in the beginning of the game. We obviously had our goals, and we hit on most of them. But I just keep harping on that 2-minute drive because that's, you talk about the plays that win or lose you the game. And for us, it was that 2-minute drive. We knew what type of game this was going to be: low scoring, defensive, just a dogfight. They got a really good defense as well, scrappy. They're really good at stopping the run. So for us, man, it's exactly what you said. It's finding ways to finish those games, offense, defense. Obviously, we didn't give our offense a chance much there at the end, and they still almost made it happen. Obviously, we believe in BMAC kicking the long field goals, but it wouldn't have even happened if we would have been able to get a stop. Would have won the game. So that's what it comes down to.
This is a really big week for you guys, taking on the Chiefs at home on Sunday. What do you tell DBs and really the entire defense heading into this week in terms of preparations?
Yeah, I mean, first thing is, watch the film tomorrow. And I always preach, the 24-hour rule. You'll go in there, watch the film. It's going to suck. It's going to hurt, but you got to be able to watch it. Learn from our mistakes there at the end. And I think the biggest thing is, like, you can't we say this every week, but you can't let this roll over into next week. Obviously, we know we're going up against a really good offense in the Chiefs, and so for us defensively, it's generating, once again, takeaways in the short field, give our offense a short field, give them opportunities to score the football. And once again, similar to this team, different in some ways. Talking about the Ravens, but got to be able to plaster in the back end, recognize who their explosive players are, and try and limit the big play ability that Mahomes has. And so for us, defensively, like I said, watch the film, regroup, and then focus on finding ways to just go close out, win a football game.
Justin, what's your emotional state after this? I mean, another probably exhausting loss where you just give up 10 points, and again, you have to say the same things up there.
Yeah. It sucks. I think, being honest and raw, like, you just want to let all your emotions out and speak from the heart, but that's not going to do much. The fact of the matter is this one sucks. Gave ourselves a chance to win, and defensively we didn't close out. You can't play 3.5 quarters of good football and then give up the 2-minute drive there at the end and be satisfied with that. So we know the type of defense we have, and we still haven't played our best ball yet, which really sucks. And I think the biggest thing that hurts is knowing that, like, it's not an effort issue. Guys were out there battling on both sides and on special teams, battling all day, and we just fell short. In order to win in this league, you're going to have games like this week in and week out, and the best ones find ways to close out, those games. And so for us, man, that's just the you hear me talk about almost every question I've been asked. Like, that's what it came down to: 2-minute defense, and you got to find a way to win the game, and we just didn't do it.
Justin, thank you.
Thank you.